Hi ladies, hi gents, welcome back again. I was just sitting here bored actually, so I thought I would grab my cup of tea, come and sit with you ladies and do some doodling. Now, what I've got out tonight is some stencils that I've got. These ones here is a lovely set by Martha Stewart Crafts. These actually stick onto things for you to stencil with. That was sent to me in a free gift. And I have a couple in here that a dear old friend of mine made for me a while back. There's that one. There's cogs, as you can see the state of that, that's been well used. And I got this one as well that's all hearts on it. I like to keep the stencils and things together, obviously, so I keep them in here with them. But I'm going to leave a few out so we can have a play. I think we might use some after show. And then I've got this box here. As you can see, it's quite a large box and it is absolutely heaving full of wooden pieces that I got from Family Design. So we have things from like tags, book covers. I've got pieces like this, like that. Then we have all the edges, corners. I have nice little keys. We've got some steampunk bits. We've got some curly whirly corners. That's metal bits. I don't know what that's in there for because it shouldn't be. We've got another large tag there. But what I thought is I've got this massive box here with all these bits and pieces in. There's giant cogs here. Look, there's a clock piece there. I've got some words. I've got some little tiles, little Scrabble tiles. What else can we find? Oh, there's another tag, a slightly, oh no, that is a large one, sorry, I thought that was slightly smaller. I have a spool for putting ribbon or something around. What else do we have in here? Let me see, I wanted to see if I had any little domino pieces or anything like that. Oh, one of them. Little photo frame pieces, more cogs. I have a little box that needs to be decorated that I stuck together. Oh, there's another box here that's supposed to be a matchbox, supposed to have a bit inside it, but it seems to have got lost in here somewhere. There's just tons and tons of bits and pieces. There's a Father Christmas key. My word, there is just so much. A nice tricycle. These bits and pieces are, I think they're very good for, sorry about the rattling, I'm just trying to dig some pieces out of the bottom here. They're very good for decorating and then putting onto things as you might want to, you know. I have like a little wooden sort of flag piece there, little hearts, and these bits have all got tiny little holes in. You can see that in the corners, so I think they're supposed to go like on a string. There's a Christmas tree, kisses, all these sorts of bits and pieces. But I thought I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to have a play and I'm going to do some painting. I'll do a bit of pasting. I'll show you how to make your own texture paste. We'll get onto that at some point. I don't really want to waste them tags. Them bits I'm not really using, so I could show you on them. Right, so that's them for now. Might use that because I don't know where the little bit of that is, so it'll probably just sit there until I throw it away or something. I've got my glue gun on. I've got some flour over here for making paste. If you ladies don't know how to make your own texture paste, I'm going to show you how I do mine. It's not to everyone's taste, everyone does it differently, but mine works, and I think it works fine for the projects that I want to do it with. So I've got a couple of old cups here, believe it or not, these were for Halloween. I've got a couple of cups. Now, I don't mind wasting these. If you want to keep your texture paste that you make sure you keep it in an airtight container, otherwise it will go hard and it will be no good. But I only make little bits and pieces as I need it, so I'll just use them. You need talcum powder, you can use sand, you can use flour, anything like that that is going to be able to mix up to make your texture paste. And you're going to need a pot or cups, something along those lines. You're going to need a spoon for mixing. And my favourite is actually the good old PVA glue. Now, this is supposed to be wood glue, but you know, you use it for anything. And it was just a nice size pot that I bought at the time for making texture paste and stuff with. And then if you've got like some nice colours, you can colour your texture paste as well. These are just your cheap little acrylic paints, like £1 each. So yeah, right, well, we'll get on and make some texture paste to begin with. And I can show you how to do that. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Got a couple of bits of card down here. So I'm going to put one of these on here first because I don't really want to get it all over my mat. And we'll just have a play and see how we go. I've zoomed in a little bit, so I'm hoping that the picture quality is okay, because my camera, if I zoom in with it too much, has a tendency to go a bit blurry. I think I need to get a bit of a better model. So anyway, sorry ladies, I'm just trying to drink my tea at the same time here. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this pot here to begin with, okay, and we're going to make a simple white paste, okay. So what you want to do, get your glue, if I can get the lid of it off, that is, because my hands have not been working too well. Ouch, that hurt. All right, bear with me, okay. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in there, like so. I don't want a lot of it. Like so, okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a spoonful of powder, okay. We'll start with about that much to begin with, and I'm just simply going to plop it into there, okay, and start mixing it up. Now, depending on how you like your texture paste to be, if you like it very thick, then put loads of powder in. If you don't like it very, very thick, then only put a tiny bit in. But as you can see, this is going, it's starting to turn like really thick now, but it's still quite a smooth paste. So I'm going to put a tiny little bit more of that in. Now I've got my spoon dirty. Right, I'll put a bit more of that in. Okay. Oh, you can get, you know, like the kids' play sand. I know you can buy that in little bags in the shops or Wilkinson's or something like that when it's coming up to summertime. Home Bargains, anywhere like that, really. And I know that, that's it, I'll get all my fingers sticky now. That. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I know that that works quite well. So, because with the flour and the talc, it has a tendency to kind of disappear into the glue. So what you find yourself doing is adding more and more and more until you get a nice thick texture. But then this is going to be like a thick texture. It is not going to be, right, now I've done that with mine. Okay, now what I would do is add another little bit of glue to that, just so it's not all like stuck together. There we go. See, now this is a, see how it's gone really, really thick like that? Okay, so I'm just going to thin it down a little bit by putting a little bit more glue in. I think I went a bit mad the last time I put the powder in. See, this is not, there's no specifics to it. It's just sit and play with it until you've got the texture that you like, really. There we go. Okay, so this is the texture I've got. And you can see that. Okay, looks a bit like porridge, but it's very, very sticky because of the glue, obviously. So you want to leave it like that. But with the wood glue, sometimes, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if it's the flour or, you know, the powder or whatever, but it has a tendency to go a little bit yellow looking. If that is the case, then just get one of these in either a colour that you want or a white. Just put a little dab of white in there, mix it in, and it will go white again. Okay, so I just wanted to show you very quickly. If I need a coloured piece of paper really for this. Let's get piece of this out. That will do. Right. Just wanted to show you the textures, the different textures really, before I do anything else. Okay. I don't know how you want to put it on. If you use, you know, like a little trowel or something. If you only want to dab tiny little bits around the edge of something, then put it on with a brush. But I just wanted to show you that, I don't know if you can see that. That's the texture paste. And if you can see, it has got little bits of, like little gritty bits in it. Okay, so that's how I like my texture paste, and that would be the clear one. Okay, the glue will dry on there, and it will come up quite clear, but it will give you a base for adding things over the top, your sprays and things. If you put the white paint in it, then it is going to be white, obviously. What I also like to do is once you've got that, okay, then you can add your colours. So I've got a little bit of this teal colour here, which I quite like. Actually, because it's on green card, I'm going to use the pink. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit pink in there. Get that mix up. This has gone really, really pink. And this is supposed to be quite a gentle pink. See, but this is the point of, you know, just playing and having fun with what you're doing, you know, try different textures. As you can see, that has gone really bright. In here, it looks really bright. On the camera, it looks, yeah, it looks quite light, but that is actually very bright. So again, I'll just get a piece of this. I can pick it up. As I say, it's quite sticky because it's got your glue in it. Okay, and then just spread it out like so. A little bit more on there. There we go. And then you can use it for whatever you like, really. Okay, you can even use this on your stencils if you like. It'll probably dry exactly the same as a paste. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you, really. You can play about, you know, add things to it. You can, I tell you what is very nice as well. If you're doing like a very pale pink or a white, if you do it with like your talcum powder or sand, which is really, really good because it's quite gritty, so you get a nice texture with that. If you use that and then put some fine glitter in with it, that is really, really stunning to use on your stencils. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to get this one out quickly because I've not used this and I probably won't use it. I'll just get this out quickly and show you. Right, I'm going to use my stencil. Mind my spoon out of the way. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is scrape some up on the back of my little palette knife thing here. Okay, and then again, just like your paste, you know, just spread it on, and you're going to have it will be the same as your paste, but it will have texture to it. So if you like something that's a little bit more, then there you go. There's your example. See? But I don't know if you can see because of the light in here, it's quite dark and it's not very good light at the moment. My bulb broke, so I've had to use a really dull one. I don't know if you can see on there, you probably can't on there, but that has got like little gritty bits in it and it gives it quite a nice texture. So you could colour it and just use that on a, you know, like a card or something if you wanted to, or on little bits and pieces. Yeah, well, you can just use your normal modelling paste. Modelling paste, that's the one that I use. If I'm using paste, I haven't used that in yonks, and I wouldn't be surprised. I can't even get the lid off of it. If it's not gone off, to be honest. But that I get in the works, and it's reasonably cheap. But as I said, if you don't want to pay out for things, you can make your own. Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to show you. And as I say, there you go. You can use a stencil and it will be exactly the same as your modelling paste, but the modelling paste is quite smooth, and if you clean it up quick enough, it will come off. But don't forget, it is glue, so please, you know, make sure you wash your stencils and things after, because it's glue and obviously you don't want them ruined. Okay, so that's that. That's what I wanted to show you. We have a couple of different colours and you can get different textures. You just add more sand or paste to it. You know, just have a play with it. See how you get on. You might surprise yourself. You might think, oh my God, that is absolutely wicked. You know, and I want to use that on everything. I want to stencil that on a card and I want to make everything with it. Have a play, please, ladies. Just, you know, have a play. Don't splash out and spend lots of money on all these posh fancy things. So yes, this is another one of those videos where I'm sitting here in my pyjamas, on my night dress, with a cup of tea and telling you ladies how to save a bit of money. So yeah, and then what I'll do with bits and pieces like this is I done for one of my birthdays a couple of years ago, I done an embellishment swap, and I do believe that the winner of that was Kay, Kazikins, I do believe. Not sure if she's got the video on it, but I made a load of these. There was keys, there was dominoes, flowers, everything, and I think just about 90% of these had my own paste on, my own texture paste. So you don't have to, if you get quite a stiff sort of brush. Okay, let me just grab another piece of card to lean on. If you get quite a stiff brush, then you can pick some up on your brush, okay, and then to decorate them, you can just dab it all over like so. If you wish to paint the key first and then put like a white texture paint over the top, you know, that still looks really, really good. But as I said, Kay has a lot of the ones I done a couple of years ago. That's why I just wanted to sort of come back on now to show you ladies that, you know, you can do these things and you can do them reasonably cheap, and they do look absolutely stunning when they're done. Kay won my box last year, and she said that she loved them. She said they was all beautifully made, they was all textured, really, really nice. And I thought they was really, really good myself. You know, you kind of get to the point of like, God, I surprised myself on that one. And they're so nice, I didn't really want to give it away. But, you know, fair's fair. Kay won the competition, so she got... And there you go. See? And it still looks stunning. Okay? And it is sticky because it's glue, remember? But it has texture to it. It's not plain. Okay? It's not... And if you wanted to put a couple of marks on it to make it look a bit more worn out, etc., just take the end of your paintbrush or something, you know, and put like a couple of little marks on it, take a dig out of it somewhere, you know, just play, make it, you know, just... If you wanted to make it look more wooden, you can put like little streaks down it. You can put like a little knot hole in it. You know, while it's still wet, play with it and do exactly what you like with it. But it does look very, very nice once it's done. I like to, because I use mine coloured instead of painting the key first. It probably would be easier to paint the key first. Once it's dry, it does tend to go a bit dull. So I always make sure I let that dry first, and then I will come back to it the next day once it's dried off properly and give it a second coat. Even a second coat while that's still tacky. There you go. And it brightens it up and gives it more texture. Okay. So that's basically what I wanted to show you. And I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to get some of my little wooden pieces. So I think I might try one of these. What I am going to do first, bear with me 2 seconds. I'm going to get my gesso, normal gesso, because you know that you can just whack that on and it's dry within, you know, like 30 seconds or so. Just get my brush and I'm just going to put some of this on here quickly just to give the texture paste something to grip onto, and that's why you use your gesso. I can't really tell you an easier way or a cheaper way to get your gesso. It is specially formulated. If you find it cheaper, I think the only way you can get it cheaper is by using a Kiddie's, just a normal white paint, acrylic paint. You can put that on and you can use that as a base coat for your pieces of work. Okay, so that's there and I'm now covered in it as usual. It's not crafting unless you get nice and sticky, is it? And covered in paint, etc. Let's just wipe a bit of that off. I'm just going to get my heat gun out quickly and give that a quick blast. Bear with me a second. hunt through my drawers under the desk. There we go. We'll just plug this in. Give that a quick blast to make sure that's dry. Oh, there we go. Excuse the noise. Gesso dries pretty quick anyway, so let's have a, right, that should do. That should be fine. Let's place that down now. Just have a sip of my tea. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of these stencils out, which is a sticky back one. The only reason you would use these ones is if you have trouble holding your stencils into place, but you can tape them and stuff. I like the Martha Stewart ones because they all come on sticky sheets like this. See? So you can wipe it over and then stick it back on your sheet. You can even take these out in the kitchen and wash them under a tap, okay? But bearing in mind they are very flimsy, so you have to be careful. But I've washed these under a tap and then just wiped it off over the top, and it's still sticky. They still work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place that just on there like so. Okay, a bit of pat down, really hoping that paint underneath the gesso is dried properly. And then I'm going to take my texture paste that I've just made, okay, and I'm going to very carefully spread this on here. I don't want it too thick, but I spread that all over there like so. Make sure all the bits are filled. Just wipe the excess off. Anything, if you're going to use a stencil, just try and wipe the excess off before you pull the stencil off, because you might get a bit that is kind of stuck to the stencil, and then you're going to be left with like bits and pieces of it missing. Okay, so all I've done is put that on there like so, and then I'm just going to take the stencil off very carefully. Just peel that back like so, and there you have it. Gorgeous little tile with flowers on that's made in the texture paste. Okay, and then you can go over that after. You can decorate it how you like. You could pop a bit of varnish over it, or if you just lose you know, like your Mod Podge or your PVA glue to go over the top of it, could make a nice coaster, couldn't it, really? So yeah, just have a play, ladies, and see what happens, see how you get on. It'd be really, really interesting if you let me know, you know, if you've had a play, film it, why not? Let's have a chin wag and, you know, playtime, and let's have some fun together, ladies. It's all about fun and trying, experimenting, okay? So if you do a video of you playing, your stencils, your texture pastes that you've made, etc., let me know, because I would really, really love to see what you come up with, ladies. Okay, so that's mine. That's what you can be left with. That's my texture paste. I'm now covered in mess, so I'm going to go and finish my tea and sit and chill in front of the telly for the rest of the night. So love to you all. Mwah. Bye, ladies. See you again really soon.